So when it comes to manifestation and attracting or creating the life that you truly want, it's important to realize that you aren't using certain techniques and processes to get anything. Instead, you need to start viewing manifestation as a means to experience what you desire within and experience what it would feel like to already be what you want to be and to already have that which you want to have. And the medium through which we do this, the main tool that we use to do this, is through our imagination. Start to view yourself as the main character in your movie that is life, and by using your imagination, you are able to create each scene independently and ultimately create the kind of film that you would like to partake in and experience. Regardless of any story that you've been told, regardless of your past or what's going on in your present reality, the circumstances that you may be facing, you have the power to create the life of your dreams. And I mean that in all seriousness. Regardless of anything that you've been told in the past, the narrative that you continuously tell yourself about your circumstances, you genuinely have the power to create that which you want through your imagination and your ability to remain faithful to what you are assuming. And we will get into that. The first key to understand is manifesting should not be used as a means to get something. And I know I mentioned that before, but in this community, people like to say, I'm manifesting X, Y, and Z, or I'm unhappy with what I'm currently experiencing, and I'm manifesting something different. When you do this, you are putting yourself into a state of being of lack. You are saying that you are unhappy with what you are currently experiencing. You are choosing to identify with that unwanted reality. And because you are placing your attention on that unwanted reality, that is what you are ultimately creating more of. Everything that you see externally in the 3D reality, is a constant reflection of what you have been assuming within and your state of being. Who you are within is constantly being reflected externally. Your state of being, so who you see yourself to be in imagination, who you identify yourself with, what you identify yourself with, who you identify yourself to be, is what's going to be reflected externally. So it's important to ultimately be in a state of being that is congruent with what you want to create. Experience having that which you want in imagination. When you think about your desires, instead of thinking about what can I do in the 3D to get to where I want to get to, or instead of asking what kind of techniques or processes I need to do, I need to struggle with, I need to work hard at in order to manifest something in the external, allow yourself and give yourself permission to feel what it would feel like to have what you want externally within. Understand that fulfillment can only be given to you by changing yourself. If you think that something outside of you is going to give you fulfillment, you are mistaken. Because even if you did, quote unquote, manifest what you want externally, if you didn't feel fulfilled with that thing, what's the point of even having that thing? The feelings associated with having that thing are fleeting. True fulfillment is given to you by yourself. And you can experience the fulfillment of whatever it is you want right now in the present moment by experiencing what you want to experience within your imagination. It all begins in imagination, because that ultimately is what is going to be reflected externally. Understand that When I say feeling, I mean knowing. It's not tied to emotions because everybody is different and everyone can experience the feeling of having that which they want right now in the present moment in many different ways. For some of you, you may get emotional while thinking about your wish fulfilled in imagination, but other people may just feel this quiet confidence about having what they know they have within. We are all different. We are all unique, and our experiences going within and feeling our wish fulfilled are, like I said, are unique because we are unique individuals and we all feel different things. But when I say feeling, I mean knowing. You need to genuinely know that what you want is yours when you feel the fulfillment of having that which you want in imagination. Once you have gotten clarity about what it is you want and you've experienced the fulfillment within of having what you want, maybe that's through visualizing a specific scene, return back to that state and stay loyal to that state, regardless of anything that you see externally. Be completely indifferent to what you experience externally because you know that it is just a reflection of what you've been assuming within. If something doesn't go your way externally or the opposite of what you want happens, be indifferent to it. Understand that your assumptions and your state of being is what's going to be reflected externally, and how long it takes in order for it to reflect is again dependent on you and dependent on your assumption and state of being. It's all dependent on you and where your dwelling place is. And when I mean dwelling place, again, what are you assuming within? Do you know that you have that which you want? Because if you're questioning it, if you're asking how long it's going to come, you don't have it. If you genuinely had that which you wanted and you've experienced the fulfillment of having it within, you wouldn't question about how long it's going to take. You wouldn't question where is it because you would genuinely own it and you would genuinely have it. Whenever you think of your desire as you go about your day, return back to that state of wish fulfilled. Just say to yourself, it is done, or do whatever you need to do to feel as though it is done. Remind yourself that you have what you want. That's what returning back to wish fulfilled means. Fulfill yourself again. Do whatever you need to do to make it feel good, reminding yourself of what is already yours. And again, you do not need to see proof externally in order to experience the fulfillment of what you want. For example, if you were walking down the street and you had your phone in your pocket, you can't see your phone, but you know your phone is there. You may not even feel your phone in your pocket, but you're walking around knowing that your phone is on you. You don't question, where is it? Do I have it? You know that you put your phone in your pocket before you left your house. You're walking, your phone is in your pocket, and you're not thinking about it. It's a knowing. You're not feeling as though you have it. You just know it to be true. You know that it's there. You may not see it, but you know it is in your pocket. Treat your desires the same way. Know that it is yours, and don't think you need to struggle and work hard in order to impress your subconscious or affirm 24/7 or saturate yourself in the feeling of having what you want every day and doing things externally to make you feel a certain way in order for you to feel as though you have what you want. It's not supposed to be hard because when you manifest or attract what you want, when you experience it, it feels natural. It feels like a natural extension of you. And that's why returning back to that state should feel natural too. Because it's yours, it's done. You do it to feel good. You do it to fulfill yourself. This isn't supposed to be a struggle. Anybody that tells you it's supposed to be a struggle and you need to work hard to do it is lying to you. There's no complications to it. Assume what you want in imagination. Feel as though it is already yours by feeling the fulfillment of it being done. And that's it. Return back to that state whenever you think of your desire, whenever you want to, because again, it feels natural. And it has to reflect because that's the law. Don't question if I can manifest X, Y, or Z. Don't ask if this will work or this won't work. Assume it to be true within. You have been given the power. We all have been given this power to create the life that we want and experience that which we want. And it's up to us to decide what it is we want and remain faithful to that assumption. You can't do anything wrong because the 3D is constantly reflecting your state of being. Decide that it's yours and keep on deciding that it is yours. Nothing can go wrong. Let the process be as simple as it can be. Stop overcomplicating it for yourself and for other people. If you had that which you wanted, you wouldn't be doing certain techniques and processes in order to get it because you would genuinely have it and own it. Manifestation is not abnormal. It's not extraordinary. It's not limited to a certain amount of people. We've been doing it our entire life. Now you're learning to do it consciously and creating what you want to create. Again, the goal shouldn't be to change the 3D. The goal should only be to change self and experience it in imagination. That is it. Accepting what you want to be true within your imagination and moving on, going about your day, just knowing that it is yours, is what makes it come to be. But again, you aren't waiting for it to come to be because you've already experienced the fulfillment within your imagination. Everything that you see externally is an effect. It's a byproduct of what you've been assuming within. If you were looking in a mirror and you were unhappy with what you saw in the mirror, would you try to break the mirror? Would you get angry at the mirror? No, you would change yourself so that next time you look in the mirror, that's going to be able to reflect your positive change that you've made within. Don't get angry at the 3D. Don't get angry at the mirror. Don't try to change the mirror. Change yourself so what you see is ultimately the change that you want to see. The moment that you decide you already have that which you want, you've generated the knowing within, the feeling, the knowing within that it is already yours. That's fulfillment. And when I mean fulfillment, that's you receiving that which you want. You've granted yourself the experience within. And again, the 3D is a mirror. It will reflect. Ask yourself this. If you genuinely already had that which you desire to have, would you be struggling and trying hard to remind yourself that you already had it? If you genuinely had that which you wanted, would you be trying to convince yourself and remind yourself that it was already yours? Would you go questioning it? Would you ask around and figure out ways it can come quicker? No, because it was already yours. Genuinely feel as though it is already yours. You can do all the research you want to help you understand how the law works. That's great, but do it because you love learning about it and you want to apply the law even better. Don't do it because you're in this lack state of mind. Do it from a place of fulfillment and joy because it's natural for you and it's because you want to do it. Again, there is no secret to the law of assumption. There's no secret to manifestation in general. There's no technique. There's no process. It's not a technique. It's not a process. All you have to do, and remind yourself of this, is think as though and feel as though and know as though you already are who you want to be and you already have that what you want to have. Think from this narrative and keep doing what you're doing regardless of what you see externally. Disregard it and know that the 3D will reflect your state of being and what you are assuming to be true within. You wouldn't be noticing the absence of what you want if you truly had it.